Hey guys, what's up? We're gonna jump right in and talk about the DiSC assessment today. DiSC, D-I-S-C. And we're going to be analyzing it a little bit and also matching it with the topic of leadership. Because the idea is, how can we use this tool to help us be a better leader? Now, I'm gonna be real honest with you. When I first heard about the DiSC assessment, I did not give it the time of day. I really didn't. And in the last video, we kind of talked a little bit about the foundation of leadership, if you watched the last video. And we talked about how important it is to know how we are as leaders, what our leadership style is, because once we know how we best lead, then we can best lead others. In that foundational video, I also kind of segued a little into what tools might be available to help us be better leaders. Now, correct me if you think I'm wrong, and I'm okay with a correction if I'm wrong, but communication is extremely important when it comes to leadership. Connection is extremely important when it comes to leadership. And in most of the roles that we are in, we don't have time to truly connect with people. Connection takes time. And in order for us to be effective, we need to shorten the time. We need this much time. You have this much time. So we're going to have to maximize the time that you have. Through the DiSC assessment, I have found that I've been able to make faster, better judgments about people, thereby allowing me to help guide them, to communicate better with them, to get to the end result, which is success. Now, when we're talking about making decisions about people, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but we as people go through this entire life making decisions about people all the time. We make judgments about other people all the time. If you tell me that you don't, I will tell you that you do, because it is actually built in to the way your brain is set up. You can't help it. It is a defense mechanism. It is a protective mechanism. Your brain is designed to scan its environment and decide whether or not it's cool, we can hang out, or whether or not we should run quickly in a different direction. In a leadership role, I need to be able to communicate with every single person quickly. And the DiSC assessment has helped me, again, narrow in on what the tendencies are for a particular personality style so that I can better communicate with that. How the assessment works, really super simple. You take a series of questions and it's trying to get to the bottom of how a person would tend to react. Let me back up some. The DiSC assessment is made up of 4 primary styles. Now, I always just refer to the styles by their letter. The letter D, the letter S, the letter I, and the letter C. The reason that I personally do it, it's just a personal preference. I don't like the words that they chose. I think that the words are very strong and it paints in a very strong box of a picture, and I don't know if it's quite fair to some of the personality styles, and I don't want anybody to think that we're trying to paint anyone in a box. This is typically how a person like this might respond. This is typically how a person like this might best communicate. This is typically how a person like this might best receive the information. That's the idea, not that you belong in a box. So from the eyes of the leader, from your eyes, let's take a look at each one of these personality styles and what they're bringing to the table. We'll start with the D personality type, because I find the D personality type may be one of, actually that's not true. I think all of the personality types are probably challenging except for maybe one, but even then they're all still challenging. So let's just start with a D personality type by default. How about let's just do that? And our D personality types are very strong personality types. Our D personality types strive on attaining goals. This is the goal, this is the objective, this is what we're doing. Let's just get to the end. If you can give them guidance on what the end goal is, if you have provided a very clear laid out path for them, chances are they are going to learn the information quickly and rush through all the information quickly, because that's the idea. The idea is getting to the end goal. Also know that a D personality type will probably be the person who tells you, I know. I know that we have to do this. I know that this is here. I know that you said that. I know what the answer is. I know. And they might know. I'm not saying that as a D personality type, they know everything. I'm not saying that. I am saying that as a D personality type, they have an end goal in mind. And the snap decision is, yes, I know. Because obviously I'm trying to get from here to here. I know. It can come off a little bit icy. It can come off a little bit cold. A D personality really is trying to build rapport, build connection through getting the job done. Now let's switch over to our I personality type. Little bit different because you're gonna feel a little bit different of a vibe when an I personality type approaches you. And it's because they are going to approach you probably faster than most other personality types. They thrive on connection with others. They thrive on communication with others. They build rapport through communication. Now listen to me the whole way. If you were in a situation where a student is telling you about their dog and you're trying to figure out how did we end up here, chances are very likely that you're talking to an I personality type. If you are in a situation where a student walks in the morning, or anybody, a person comes in the day and they have to tell you about all the things that are going on in their life, chances are you're dealing with an I personality. And in the beginning, it's really easy to connect with an I personality until you repetitively start shutting them down. So you have to understand, again, what you're dealing with when you get this I personality, built on communication, built on connection, built on inspiration, built on a good time, also very emotional. They have high highs and very low lows. But if you can understand, that's what you're gonna get when you get this I personality, a really big bag full of fun that needs to be connected with, that needs to be communicated with. And if you can do those things, then you can guide them on their path to success. We're going to transition and talk about the S personality type. And I think I've searched for like tons of things to say about the S personality type, but there's really not much to say. Very in the pocket. They're very steady. They're very even. They aren't necessarily there to please, but they are there to help. They are there to get the job done. They are a very integral piece of a puzzle. If you're looking to put together a group for any reason, you want a little bit of each, and definitely a lot of that. A lot of S personality. Very steady, very stable, in the pocket. The only thing that I found negative about an S personality is that an S personality can be pushed too much. They are very likely to say yes. They are very likely to want to help. They're very likely to want to be there. Chances are, if you continue to peck and prod and push an S personality, you will continue to peck and prod them until they explode. They have a strange mechanism in here where it seems as if they're a people person, but honestly, they're a little bit more private than that. They just aim to help and aim to be there. So careful. They're not up here with an I personality, but you're just gonna have to even it out some. Stable. And that brings us to our last personality style, which is a C personality style. Now, a C personality style tends to want to know how you got to where you are. How did you get this answer? What are the rules? Where are the checklists? Where are the graphs? Where are the proof? Where is the proof? Excuse me. They're the person that needs all those little things all the little extra things. You got the checklist, you got what are we doing this week, you got here are the things in the book and the chapters and the outline and all the things here and there and yonder. They need all of those things. They best function when things are in order and right. So if you just show up and you're just flying by the whim of your pants, don't you just trust me? Don't you just think that I know what I'm talking about? No. You need to know the actual breakdown of the letters of the DiSC assessment, and also that the DiSC assessment was started in the 1920s by a psychologist by the name of William Marston, and also that it is a tool that is used for leadership skills, communication skills. You get where I'm going? They need to know the breakdown of these things. Now that you know a little bit about each personality, I'm going to give you the cheat code. There's only 2 questions that you need to ask in order to kind of gauge yourself as to where a person might be. And really is a person more outgoing or more reserved? Are you more outgoing or more reserved? Does this person seem to come up to me and talk to me and spew out information to me? Or does this person tend to kind of wait and sit back and wait for things to happen a little before maybe reaching out? And then the other thing is, are you more task-oriented or are you more people-oriented? Task-oriented, people-oriented. Task, I like to get things done. People, I love to communicate and connect with others. All right, let's see how good of a mind reader you are, okay? If I am task-oriented and outgoing, I'm task-oriented, I need to get things done, I'm not afraid of talking to people, I'm extremely assertive, that is probably gonna be a D personality. Someone who comes up to me, asks me questions really short, trying to get to the end goal. Okay, this is the information as a leader I need to give them. They're not here to have a big long conversation about all the nonsense that's going on in the world. They are here to get the task done. I can tell based on the assertiveness of their question, based on the questions that they're asking me, based on the fact that they're not afraid to come up to me and talk to me. Very D personality-esque. If I have someone who is outgoing and people-oriented, well then I know I'm going to have to balance my class sessions with some time for them to connect with me. They have to know that, hey, the best time to do that, maybe at the beginning of class, maybe before class starts, maybe I let somebody tell a joke or two, maybe we have some show and tell or something. I don't know, I'll have to bring it in there somehow, because if I'm going to connect with this person, they are going to want to communicate with me. They're going to want to connect with me. If I shut them down, I will never be able to guide them because they think that I'm not listening and that I don't care. And I might not be listening and I might not care, but I do care. I care about you being successful. So, tell your story. We're listening. If I am people-oriented and I am a little bit more reserved, well, chances are very likely that is my S personality type. I don't want to put my S personality type on the spot all the time. I don't need my S personality type trying to shadow as an extreme extrovert. They're probably not quite that. But what I am going to do is I am going to lay out my class session so that it encompasses being very steady, very even, and giving them an opportunity to branch out when they're ready to branch out and to do their thing and to be reserved and to get things done whenever they're ready for that. They like the flexibility of both. And for my C personality type, I will definitely know a C personality type when I see a C personality type or when I hear a C personality type. Chances are very likely I won't hear from that personality type at all until there is a goal that needs to be met. And then magically, they will have 5,000 questions and will have revised 5,000 things and say, well, this doesn't match this and this doesn't look like this and I don't know where this came from. It's because they need the order, they need the rules, they need the black and white of it, they need the proof, they need the graph, and that's okay. I, as the instructor, need to be able to give them that. Here's the list. This is the checklist. This is where it's located. It's in the book. This is where you're going to go. Bada bing, bada boom. They're going to feel good about themselves and run off into the distance and be successful. How many people do you have in your realm? How many people do you have under your leadership who fall under the D personality style, who fall under the I personality style, who is an S, who is a C? How many people do you have in that realm? And are you providing information based on that realm? If you have a ton of C personality types in your class and you are an I personality type, I promise you that in order for you to be successful in this class setting, you're gonna have to step outside of what is your tendency, outside of what is normal to you, and you're gonna have to start putting some lists together. You're gonna have to start providing some proof and some graphs. That's just how it's gonna have to be in order for you to connect, communicate, reach the group that you are trying to reach. I feel very passionately about using the DiSC assessment as a tool. I have found success using it with students and helping them deal with leaders. I have found it very helpful in communicating with people on a regular basis. And I think you'll find it very helpful as a tool in your leadership box. So I encourage you, take the DiSC assessment if you haven't. Another successful tool is really maximizing learning styles. If you're interested in learning styles and want to figure out how to maximize that, also let me know in the comments, and I guess we'll see you in the next one. Bye.